What's up, everyone? You're watching Fire Gaming, and my name is Phoenix. And today I'm bringing you a video on Neverreap, little dungeon guide. All right, let's get into it. So the first boss, his name is Nunyenuk. I don't even ask me to ever pronounce that name again. He's got just a couple things. This dungeon is really easy. He's got this move where he's going to make the entire room or the entire area all covered in shadow, like right now. What you got to do is obviously avoid those circular AoEs, and you have to run around until you find his shadow. And you can only see it within that little circle right there, and you have to DPS it down in order to continue fighting the boss. The other thing is he'll spawn those things, there's little feathers. And you have to DPS those down quickly, or else they'll explode and do group-wide damage, and possibly, they'll possibly wipe the raid. I stood in this circle just on purpose to see what it did. It only does wow, I cannot talk right now. It only does just a little chunk of damage. Don't stand in it, obviously. You know, if you want to, unless you want to stress your healer the fuck out. But that's not me. I don't mind. I don't care. I do want to mention, I accidentally started recording this fight a little too late. Don't pop your cooldowns or anything like that right off the bat, because very shortly after starting the fight, he will do the whole shadow phase thing. So I would hold off on your buffs until you can actually start attacking the boss after the shadow. All right. Anyways, let's get on to the next. Okay, for the next fight in Neverreap, you're going to come across Kanu Vanu. It has a few things. Again, this is also a very simple fight. The first thing I wanted to talk about was the little red mark you just saw. He'll target 2 people with that at first, and then eventually it's going to be all 4. Everyone's going to get targeted with it, and what that does is it plops down a totem on top of your head. Does a little bit of damage, but the main thing is he'll start casting this thing called Totem Chat. And what that does is it puts a big purple circle AoE on the ground. It doesn't do any damage to you, but if you leave the totems in there, the totems will come alive, and it'll create a link to the boss and make him invulnerable, so you'll have to DPS those totems down. Try your best to make sure that that doesn't happen. Also, another thing is don't try your best not to stack the totems next to each other, because then it the next time he does totem chant, you would have to be dealing with a lot of totems to remove, and that could cause problems. The only other thing is he does this. I don't know what the ability is called. He'll just Moro something wind or whatever, and he'll randomly target a person in the group, and it'll hit them with a bleed. Just dispel that, and yeah. Other than that, that is the fight. It's a pretty simple fight. All right, on to the next. Okay, so this next fight, the last boss, is Wakion. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that correctly for once. And this boss is not hard as much as he is absolutely annoying. One of the first thing he do is that little target right there. He'll target someone at random, and it'll hit you for a bit of damage. But then it will also spawn an ad, which you just need to get rid of. It's not that big a deal. It's really squishy. But then he'll do this, where he'll get this little shield on himself, and he'll become invulnerable. And he'll poop out a bunch of little ads that you have to kill. And that thing that he's doing, where he just moves around the entire room, is called Vacuum Wave. It's really easy to avoid, but when you're actually not paying attention, it can be a pain in the butt. Then he does this thing where you have to make sure that you're not going to get knocked back, because that thing hits you back pretty far. And then the other thing is those little tornadoes. This is where it starts to get annoying, is when he starts bringing out these tornadoes. Because especially when he's doing the vacuum wave phase, it's got a bunch of tornadoes going around, it's knocking you into the air, and then he's hitting you with vacuum wave. There's been a couple times where I've been hit by multiple I'll get hit by a tornado, and then I'll land, get hit by another one, land, hit by another one, and then all of a sudden he runs into me with vacuum wave, and I died. It's a very annoying fight. It's very easy, just like I said again, stupid annoying. But if you know what you're doing, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, and that is the dungeon. Have fun in Neverreap. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. I just started on YouTube, and I'm trying to build a little fan base here. The group that I ran with, they were all three of them were together. I was running in the just the duty finder. But they said they would give me a subscribe, so you should follow their lead and do the same. Alright, this is Phoenix. Have a good night.